and welcome back to Emkin Gardening. Today is garlic harvest day. Last fall we planted 14 cloves of a hard-necked garlic in our veg bed behind me. Now, we had anticipated planting the zucchini and squash in front, and we knew that we were going to harvest around the 4th of July, which it is. 4th of July just passed. We were not anticipating the growth of the squash at this point in the season. We have gotten days of thunderstorms and rains, followed up with heat, sunny spurts. So these squash plants really took off this year. To the point where during our last garden tour, when we were walking around this area, I looked and I could not see any of the leaves or stems anymore from the garlic. And when I peeked in, I literally couldn't even see them at all. So I'm a little nervous about what we're going to find today when we peek in. But typically, if you plant your garlic cloves in the fall, around the beginning of July is when you should be harvesting them. Now, typically you will know when your garlic is ready to harvest when the bottom leaves are turning brown. You don't want to wait until the full stem and leaves are brown. It's just going to reduce the shelf life of the garlic exponentially. So as soon as you see those browning tips and browning bottom leaves, that is the garlic's way of telling you it is time to harvest. Now, of course, I have no idea what we're going to find in there, and I'm really hoping to find at least a few bulbs that are okay and not just mushy mess. But if we do find that, then such is life. We learn from it, we grow from it, and we know what to do better for next year. So typically when you would still have been seeing the leaves and stem, you can take like a little hand shovel and dig around the bulb. You don't want to dig close to that stem because you don't want to nick the bulb and introduce bacteria, and it's just going to be more susceptible to molding when you're trying to store it. So we are actually going to just use our hands today because I cannot see where the garlic is. I'm going to just kind of do a very loose sprucing to see if any bulbs are full and are okay. So we're going to try to harvest as many as we can. We'll show you the process. We'll see what kind of condition they are in, and then hopefully we will be able to talk about how we're going to store them. So fingers crossed. Let's see if we have any garlic. Okay, so honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. We got 6 bulbs and a ton of individual cloves that broke off, but nothing's moldy or squishy, thankfully. It was kind of like a treasure hunt trying to dig it all up, but I'm really happy with the 6 bulbs that we have. Some of them are pretty big and full, like these ones. One kind of still has the remnants of a stem, and you can see all of the roots hanging down. We have not been watering because of the thunderstorms, but you can see how dirty and caked on with soil this is. So when we dry these, we're going to find a out of the sun area. We're gonna leave them out for a couple of days to let them really dry out and cure. And then we'll take them inside and kind of with a really soft kind of washcloth, kind of brush off as much of the soil as we can. We don't want to rip that really fine paper that protects the cloves. We don't want to rip that. So when we're cleaning them, we want to make sure that they have cured and dried out for those couple days first. But this one seems pretty good. Now, the ones that we started with, they were pretty large, but they were from the grocery store. They were not planting garlic. So if you were to get your hands on actual planting cloves for soft neck or hard neck garlic, I'm sure they would be more reminiscent of the actual original garlic bulb than these ones. But I'm really impressed that a grocery store garlic can produce anything. So we have some pretty good size cloves here, and we have all of these really small individual ones. So these, to me, must have been disturbed when everything got really big, and so the actual clump formation of the garlic started kind of breaking apart instead of growing all together. So we will take these ones in right away and wash them and cook with them immediately, because their shelf life is not going to start very well. Again, this is a hard garlic, so this wouldn't have been one that we could have braided anyway, but we're going to cure them, dry them out, and then store them in our basement in a nice cool location and cook with them in the future. Really happy with the outcome. Lessons learned: we're going to separate our garlic from anything else that we're planting. This might end up being a driveway bed scenario in a raised bed with our garlic, not competing with space or sunlight or anything like that. So that's one lesson learned. And the next lesson is to make sure that we have turned off all of the water in advance, just to kind of help and see what's going on a little bit better for next time. But all in all, very happy. Let us know in the comments if you have grown garlic, whether it's from the grocery store or from actual planting garlic, and what your experiences were with it. But if you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to Empkin Gardening. We have some planting coming up. It is hot here in Massachusetts and humid, but we're gonna plant. We hope you're having a great Saturday, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.